Hey there guys, Chris at The Ultimate Recycler. We have a couple of oil bottles here, original oil bottles with tin tops. Now, most of you will probably know what these are. Some of you maybe won't know if you haven't had any time around garages or muck around with old cars or just aren't interested in mechanics. These are what they used to have in racks out the front of old service stations or gas stations, depending where you're from. And they would contain oil that you would top up your car oil when you've got petrol or gas. So these are quite old ones. I would imagine these are 1950s thereabouts. They're original, and there's beautiful artwork on this Ampol top. Ampol was an Australian company, and the bottle, I'll take the top off because I don't want to drop these. The bottle is branded Ampol as well, so they're quite scarce, quite valuable, very collectible these days, to the extent that they actually make reproduction tin tops. I think they're just stickers that go over a plain top, but they do make reproduction ones. And some brands of bottles they actually reproduce now, just purely for the collector market. But originals do hold really good value. This one is a plain one. There's no advertising on the top. I thought maybe it had been painted over, but that green is actually on top of the red, and it certainly doesn't look like there's any advertising underneath, but it can happen. So if you get a plain one that's been painted, check that out. This bottle is a generic bottle, just 1 imperial quart. The later ones were in metric in Australia, so this is an earlier one again. Other than that, just a plain bottle. It does have an arrow to say where to fill to, and most of them have a very faint etched mark, and we won't be able to pick this up in the camera, but it's an official government weights and measures mark, either Victoria or New South Wales, most of them I've seen. So anyway, now that you know what they are, I will tell you what I'm going to do. This is not really a recycling video, but just something I know a lot of you like me pricing and valuing things, and whilst I doubt anyone would actually throw these out, I have heard of people that put the glass bottles in the recycle bin, and this, you might be surprised what they're worth. So I had a gentleman in my shop on the weekend, an elderly gentleman, and he must have been around about 80, unless he's lived a rough life, but he certainly looked like an elderly gentleman to me. And he had these in a bag and said, "Do you buy things?" And I said, "Well, yes, I do. I'm always happy to look." And when I saw the Ampol one, I thought, okay, there's some nice stuff here. I didn't recognise the guy. He wasn't from our local area, and I presume he was going around the shops just getting prices. So I had a quick look and I thought, well, these plain ones, they're actually starting to still bring pretty good money, and I reckon I could probably get $100 for that bottle with the plain top. That's probably top dollar in my shop. Some people might ask more, but I did check eBay and they do sell, and then there's postage involved. So I basically thought I'll offer him $50 for that one. Probably, you know, probably more than I'd normally pay, but I was really interested in getting this one. And I wondered if he knew what they were worth, but I basically came out and said, look, I'm not really sure. I know the advertising tops get good money. Certain brands get better than others. And the bottle looks to be in good nick. I made sure I unscrewed the top to make sure there was no chips. Sometimes you get a nick on the top of the bottle. So I said, well, look, I'd pay $200 for that one. I'd pay $50 for that. So $250. How's that sound? Did you have a value in mind? And he said to me, yes, I was thinking about that money. So I gave him the cash. I took his details, as I have to do for a second-hand dealer's license. And I thought, well, this one here I'm going to put in the shop, and I'm going to try $100 and see how we go. And this one I really didn't know what they were worth, so I thought I'll put them on eBay. And I've done a couple of eBay listings. They're currently on now and getting bids, and I'll show you the finished listings once they sell. And we'll just have a look how much I made out of them. And then we will, if we make an excessive amount, if I do really, really well. I didn't get this guy's phone number, but I think I could probably find him. He's from a town about an hour from here. And I've got his name, so if we do really well, I'll get back in touch with him. So I'll get back to you on this video when the auctions are finished, and we'll have a look at the listings and how I presented them and what final value they got. And here we go, prepare to be shocked. Have a look at this. $550 for the bottle with 19 bids, and the tin top $820 for a tin top. Now I knew they were good, but I didn't think they were that good. These prices just keep getting better and better. One of the good things about eBay, though, is that your Garagenalia stuff is very popular. There's a lot of collectors. Some collectors have very deep pockets, and the prices with an auction format, the prices can just go through the roof. Now, very happy with that. So what's that mean for our totals, and what's that mean for the elderly gentleman that sold this stuff to us? Well, the guy's name is Ken, and I'm going to ring his local town post office and see if I can get in touch with him, or at least leave my number for him to call. So the details are, we got $550 for the bottle, we got $820 for the top. That's a total of $1370 through our eBay sales. I'm going to do less 10% just to cover fees and packing materials and all that sort of stuff, which brings it down to $1,233. I did actually sell the plain bottle. We got $95 for that. So that takes our return up to $13.28. So that's a pretty good return from $250 outlay. So what am I going to do here? Well, I'm going to subtract $50 to cover my time, because it does take time to photograph and do eBay stuff and to post it out, and I like to account for my time. So that takes our figure down to $12.78. And I like to triple my investment. So if we divide that figure by 3, divided by 3, we get 426. So that's what I would be happy to spend to get the return that we got. We paid Ken $250, and that brings the final figure now down to 176, and I'm going to round it up to 180. $180 we'll put in an envelope for Ken. We'll try and contact him next time he pops up through this area. I'll have that money in an envelope for him. He will not be expecting that in the slightest. I hope the shock doesn't affect him as I think he was in his 80s, but he's going to be very impressed. He's going to talk to his friends. Hopefully I get a good reputation out of all this. This is my advertising money. This is what promotes my business. Look, I still made very good money. I know a few of you have commented on other videos to say, you know, I'm extremely generous. Look at the figures. I still did really well out of this. But rather than just keep everything and move on and never get back in touch with people, I'm trying to build a really good reputation for my business. And I've been doing this a long time, and that's why I don't have to advertise. So we'll get $180. We'll put it in an envelope, and hopefully we can chase up Ken, and he'll be in touch, I hope. All right, thanks for watching. We'll be doing some more of these videos soon. Let me know if you like them. In the meantime, take care and have a good day.